Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and today we are going to start Act 2 of Sword and Sorcery, The Darkness Falls. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. Last night I just finished recording and editing Quest 11 from Arcane Portals and I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a little break. Nope, couldn't. I was so excited, especially because I'm going to go to the Wizardry Tower and I'm going to do some changes to my heroes. I'm kind of excited to show you. I'm going to use all of my money except for I think I got 50 gold left. So yeah, I'm changing up a couple things. I'm buying a bunch of stuff. I am excited. With that being said, the last two quests haven't even gone live yet, so if you have anything that I did wrong in those ones and I'm still doing it here, that's because I don't know. Sorry about that. But I couldn't wait. I'm too excited for this. I'm also pathetically excited that I have an actual booklet here for my storybook, so I no longer have just looking on the internet. Yay, small things. So Act 2 Quest 1 is called Nothing is as Good as It Seems. The moon shines high, bathing twin worms in silver light. The roads are teeming with life, waiting for the clarion call to begin the festival held in honor of the immortal souls. The crowd cheers as the heroes march to the royal palace, honored guests at the grand banquet held by Count Dalv himself and attended by all the nobility of the kingdom. Although the castle suffered damage in the siege, it seems as mighty as ever during this happy, glorious night. The heroes enter the hall, and as the doors close behind them, Count Dalv proclaims,
"Let the dance begin!"
You can see here we have two raiders, but they're dark raiders now. Ooh, I get to see them. That's going to be different. We have our event deck here. It's not that big, especially because the event number 5, which is our night event, is already in play. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and they're all staged. So I'm kind of interested to see how that works. And that's going to be story event 1, story event 2, and story event 3 all the way down here. So interesting. What's also interesting is we have our day and our night. That's great, but it says here quest fail. The quest fails if all heroes are ghost souls. It doesn't say if the event deck runs out, so I wonder if that's going to be a thing. I don't know. You've already seen the map on the table. The big thing to note is this does have a lock, so we're not going to be able to go through this first. We're going to have to move through here first before, and I'm assuming we'll get a key somehow to be able to actually unlock this whole area. But right now we can only access this area. And you're going to see we have a ton of shadow reserves, but none of them are on the board. So we have 4 or 5, we have 6 total shadow reserve, but nothing on the board. So it'll be interesting to see how those come out. I decided to do a little bit of retooling with Icarus and with Ariel. So I'm going to go to the Wizarding Tower, but the first thing I'm going to do before this, I believe I can do this. I have that merchant ability, so I'm going to buy for free this bounty for Ariel. She's going to discard her demonic cultist one. She had it, but there's no demonic cultist, I think, in this expansion, so why would I have that? So I'm going to discard it. I'm going to grab this one. It just says defeat 5 green enemies. We'll gain 4 soul shards, 80 gold, and 1 loot token. So I'm getting that for free with the merchant ability. And then I'm going to do, and I think I can do this. You guys let me know if I can't. But the Wizardry Tower says replace one of your unused powers with a new one. Well, I'm going to replace my merchant power with this camaraderie power. This one states at the beginning of the quest, choose another hero as your teammate. When attacking, you can reroll up to 1 hit die per act if your teammate is engaged with your target enemy. So we could actually reroll 2 dice because we're now in Act 2. That's awesome. So I'm going to switch that. I'm also going to switch out my Thunderlord. I know, this is kind of sad, but I am paying 75 here to switch out the Thunderlord for my Ice Storm because the Ice Storm is amazing, and now I'll still have my 2 combat magic attacks as well as then my scepter that I have, and I feel like that's enough. I don't need to have 4 of them. So I'm going to swap this out because then obviously I'm going to level her up first because I can't even use this. This is a level 5. So I'm going to level her up first since I have 30 soul shards. I'll level her up and then she can use this as her 1 attack and then her ice manipulator as her other one. And then if they're both cooling down, she can still use that mystic scepter. And then when she levels up, I can get her a different power. And I'm looking at this invisibility because sometimes it's really hard to not get her targeted. Icarus is going to go ahead and change out his lucky. This was also a hard choice. You guys know how much I love being a lucky son of a gun. But with my Avenger's Blade and having that reroll for saves, I felt like I don't need to have, that's basically giving me that there, right? Because this is giving me a reroll anyways. So I'm paying the 75 to grab the runner card. So I get +1 movement. Actually, now that I'm level 4, it's +1 movement, and when moving, you can perform an additional dash by spending a second action. So I can even use 2 actions to dash twice, which is cool. The reason I'm doing that is because I want to buy the full plate armor. I'm going to pay $150 plus another 50 to go ahead and forge this. Look at this, 2 armor. So now we're going to have a total of 3 armor. 4 blue dice will have the 1 magic armor. 1 lightning bolt is 1 shield. If I get 2 lightning bolt, I get 2 shield. If I get 3 lightning bolts, I get 3 shield, but it's -1 movement. So having that additional movement means I still have 3 total movement, which to me is worth it. So that's why I pulled my lucky. I might regret that. Thorgar is going to go ahead and power up his scale armor again. He gets to recharge 1 for free on his Compass of Nowhere. He's going to buy the other bounty, which is just defeating 4 blue enemies. Then he'll gain 6 soul shards, 100 gold, and 1 treasure. And then I had way too much fun with that polymorph elixir in Quest 11. You gotta go for that. I mean, come on. Being able to fly, count as 5 enemies. Yeah, so with his backpack, he'll have space for 1 more item. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items in his backpack, and his backpack size is 6. But I'm hoping that we maybe find some cool treasure in this one. Our final thing we're going to purchase is that Sunstrike. It's just too good for Ariel not to buy. She's going to buy that. She actually has a lot of space in her backpack. She only has these 3 items plus her backpack and her bag. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She has a total space of 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So she can hold 2 more items. Icarus just has these 3 items in his bag. He did give up the fire sword. It was awesome, but this one with that range 1, I mean, we saw how that was so helpful against the Hellspawn, and he's got his really awesome arcane blade now. So I feel like with these 3, he should be good. He does still have his backpack and his bag, so that's a total of 5 items. He can hold 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so he also has 2 open slots. After all of that, I just wanted you to see Icarus has a total of 20 gold. Thorgar has 20 gold, and Ariel has 10. Yeah, I used up everything, but that's kind of what I wanted to do. I'm starting fresh. I am excited. It's going to be fun to go looting and getting new loot. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Let's go ahead and start off this round. You know who we're going to start with. It's got to be Icarus. So we're going to have Icarus take a step into here, and we're going to read Waypoint Token 1. The castle's main hall hosts a crowd of people, many of whom seem interested in the heroes who just walked in. Each time any hero moves over this waypoint, roll a blue die and apply the result. We'll give the blue die a roll, and we get a shield. One of the veteran guards steps in front of you, salutes you, and says, "It has been an honor to fight beside you, sir. Glory to you and to my fallen comrades." Then he vigorously shakes your hand and takes his leave, bowing deeply. I don't know how easy it is to see this map tile on the screen, but it looks gorgeous, you guys. I feel like they did a much better job with the detail here. I mean, look at this. You got stairs going up. You can obviously tell this is going up to, some sort of throne-ish type thing. And then you can see here, obviously you can't walk through here because this is a balcony. I love how it looks. So the question is, do we want to go up to a balcony? Do we want to go over to the throne? Or we've got that search that's over there. I think let's go ahead and check out the throne first. So this is our movement 2. Marble staircases form the huge plinth of the king's throne. A finely carved, gilded seat bears the name of all the past kings who ruled from this place of power. If you want to take a closer look at the throne, go to 1.8. Why would I not? You take a closer look and immediately notice the name of King Rastan has been recently carved, while Rygar, the missing son, is absent, almost as if representing the feeble yet living hope of his people. The noble pride of Count Delve seems untarnished by his role as ruler without a crown. The active hero's turn ends immediately. Oh, okay. Well, that's quite interesting. There must be something going on there. Let's go ahead and do Thorgar next. We'll move him into here, and we have to roll a blue die. We'll give the die a roll, and we also get a shield. So we had that same guy come up and tell us, oh, we loved working with you, and hail to our fallen comrades. We'll then go ahead and check out Waypoint 4. The upper hall is decorated with many art objects from the whole kingdom. Roll a blue die. A faith hero may reroll this attempt once. Well, cool. That's Thorgar. If a star result is rolled, go to 1.12. A star result with 2 rolls? Yeah, not going to be a problem. Maybe? Oh, I thought that one had a star and I went, oh wait, that had a lightning, so I had to roll a second one. Yes, we're good. Among the art objects, you notice a strange wooden crate carved with dragon effigies and surrounded by black metal plates at the edges. This wooden artifact emits a faint magical aura, almost impossible to detect. If you want to open the crate, go to 1.13. Otherwise, the active hero's turn ends immediately. Well, that's silly. Let's go to 1.13, which is just down here. As you try to inconspicuously open the crate, its very sharp edge cuts you slightly, dropping some of your blood inside the box. The drop disappears, avidly absorbed by the dirt inside. The strange dirt smells old, and the magical aura is but the echo of something very powerful once transported inside this crate. Once per quest, the party gains one soul shard per hero. The active hero's turn ends immediately. So I think we just gained 3 soul shards. We'll move up to 33 soul shards. Ariel will be last to go this round. She'll move here. Let's roll a blue die. She gets, a hit. The hit didn't matter. It was the lightning bolt. Sorry about that. A charming, long-haired man in noble garments approaches you, and after honoring your achievements, offers you a deal. My name is Lasat, and I would dare to make you a singular offer. 50 crowns in exchange for a few drops of your immortal blood. It requires a bit of pain, but it would be nothing compared to your previous trials. If you accept Lestat's offer, definitely not. We don't have 50 crowns, so we can't do that. And I'm realizing we would have gained the 50 crowns, but come on, give someone a drop of our blood. We already had Thorgar drop some of his blood. There's a lot of blood stuff going on. I don't really want to give my blood to people. And as Ariel, a gentleman comes up to her, I don't think she'd be like, yeah, have some of my blood. She'd be like, no, get away from me, you freak. Okay, we're going to move you up to here for her second movement. And I completely forgot. I was so excited about this new talent. I didn't even tell you who I'm going to have her camaraderie be. That's got to be Icarus, right? I mean, come on. They definitely have a thing together. They are good friends, so they're definitely comrades. A huge fresco of King Rastan seated on his throne, wearing the jeweled crown of twin worms on his troubled brow, overlooks the rise. Roll a blue die. We are not dexterity. If we get a lightning bolt, we go to 110. Otherwise, our turn ends immediately. Let's see what you got, Ariel. We have a lightning bolt. Great. A sudden glimpse of movement along the shadows reveals a gorgeous lady with fiery red hair. She also becomes aware of your presence and approaches you, stating, I certainly cannot say I loved this king, yet I must admit his absence has caused troubles both to this city and my affairs. Please accept this. She offers you a goblet full of red wine and suddenly disappears into the crowd. Once per quest, the party gains 3 more soul shards and our turn ends immediately. They are throwing soul shards at us like nobody's business. This is making me nervous. We've all completed our turns. Let's go ahead and draw our event card, and yet we have our story event 1. Several hours after the beginning of the feast, the hall is hushed as the heroes are called to its center. Count Delve rises from the throne and speaks.
A spell called you back to the Talon Coast. A spell, yes. Yet ours are the honor and the glory that spell began, born of your own will and actions. On behalf of Twin Worms, I give you thanks, heroes, and offer you this gift.
I'm scared of a gift from this guy. As the Count finishes, he waves a hand to show a finely woven tapestry depicting the heroes as the saviors of the city. At the same time, a fiery red-haired woman jumps from the balcony towards Delve. She screams, "The shadow never forgives and always exacts revenge!" In midair, the woman draws a small item from her hair and throws it at the Count. As the artifact touches the nobleman, it explodes in a ball of magic light, breaking the chain that fastens the pendant around the Count's neck. With uncanny dexterity, the woman lands on the ground, rolls past the heroes, and vanishes into the crowd. The crowd freezes in horror as the Count begins to change. Hundreds of eyes gaze in awe as Delve's hair changes from raven black to pure silver. His tanned flesh turns pale as a corpse, his teeth become fangs, and his eyes burst into unnatural blue light. Chaos grips the feast, and the cleric Marcus yells to the heroes, "Stop him! That being is the shell of an ancient evil. Now that the artifact is broken, his concealment has failed, and I can divine the truth." The heroes draw their weapons and charge the creature standing in place of Count Delve. Holy moly, you guys. Starting now, heroes ignore waypoints. Do not read waypoint paragraphs anymore. Move all heroes and companions to the waypoint 1 area. Place the purple Count Delve. Hello and welcome to the Act 2. There's a new purple enemy. Ignore the Count Delve's shape change form. Do not flip the scroll card even if it suffers more than the indicated wounds. Assign the menace token to the active hero, which of course is Ariel. Ariel went to the end. On the next enemy turn, activate the purple Count Delve instead of drawing an encounter card. Wow, you guys. Here we have Count Delve. I love how he looks. He's not that big, but he reminds me of a vampire. They did a great job. What we need to know right now is he is vengeful. He's also flying, so we can't KO him. I need to remember that. Easy to miss that. They should have made that bigger, in my opinion. 46 health. Yeah, that's right. Can't stun him. 2 armor, rolls 3 blue dice with a star. All attacks are -1 hits. He has a soul drain, so I need to grab 2 power. We can ignore his shape change, so I don't think we have to even look at this. That's his only continuous effect. I don't see anything else, so actually I don't think he's considered just as one character. So if Icarus moves in there, we can dominate him at least. That's good. I did talk about this in my last video, but I am going to give everyone an additional power card, and now we're doing the level 2 part of the power card. So we have regeneration for him. In each time phase, heal 3 HP to self. And for the purple enemies, one of the viewers suggested this, and I kind of like this. At each time phase, you'll discard the power that they have and give them a new one. That way, if they have a super powerful one, it's only for 1 round. If it's a super not powerful one, then they'll go ahead and get a different one. And then you can see I'm using the Act 2 side now, so I'm using the opposite side of this. Normally it would have been heal 2, now it's heal 3. That's cool. During the time phase, I do have enough soul shards to level up Ariel to level 5. 5 times 5 is 25. So 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 11 soul shards left, but she will move to level 5. At level 5, she will gain, the only thing I think she's going to have change is she gains a 5th power. Yeah, because still 2 actions and 1 and 6 health. Yep, so she's going to gain 1 additional power. And so she has a little bit of protection. I'm going to go ahead and grab the invisibility. Until time phase, you cannot be directly targeted by enemies. Look at Count Delve, all smug on his throne. I think it's time to wipe that smile off his face. Ariel's going to go first. Let's go ahead and show him what a level 5 sorceress can do to a vampire. Let's go ahead and start off by magic bolting him. We're just going to hit him for a straight 2 points of damage. That'll make him go down from 46 down to 44 total health. Long ways to go. We're going to then throw some dancing lights in his face. We're going to do the level 4 here, so he'll have -2 attack and -2 to his armor. Both of those are great. We've seen those before. But now it's time for some ice. Let's ice storm him, shall we? First of all, this says ignore enemy resistance. Right now he has a resistance to all attacks of -1. That's not going to happen. We don't have that with her. So she has 3 auto successes. She's going to use her first action to focus. So she has 4 auto successes. Then we'll go ahead and roll 2 red and 4 beautiful blue dice. This is going to hurt, I have a feeling. Wow, look at this. This is terrible. We got this one that looks good and this one that looks good. So good thing we have Thorgar by us. He will allow us to re-roll 2 dice with his divine aid. 2 SS's, you guys. Come on. We're going to re-roll both of these, and that's way better. That looks great. And then with our Archmage robe, we'll go ahead and re-roll this one. Didn't help. So this is sweet. Let's see how much damage we're doing. We're doing a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total damage. We are going to slow him. We would negate his armor by 2. We've already negated his armor completely. So we'll just give him the slow token, which is great. He then will roll 3 blue dice off of 9 hits. 3 blue dice. That is amazing. I like this ice storm. Now I can only use it every 3 turns at least. Is that 3? Yeah, 3 turns, but still. So he'll roll these 3. He blocks 2 of them. So he takes 7 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is now down to 37 health. For our second action, we'll go ahead and use invisibility. Until time phase, you cannot be directly targeted by enemies. That means he cannot target us, even though I will have to take our menace token and flip it to 2, because we most definitely did damage to him twice, actually. Yeah, he is pissed at us, but he's not going to be able to target us because we're invisible. The last thing we'll do, since we are invisible, we are going to move ourselves into here, and next time we can spend an action if we want to search, because yes, I want loot. We'll go ahead and draw our encounter card, and we have activate all green enemies. He's purple. Otherwise, all enemies attack their closest hero in line of sight with their offhand. Oh, so he's going to attack. We have Icarus and Thorgar are both in the same place. We'll go figure. Both Icarus and Thorgar have 11 health each, so I guess we get to choose because they're both the same range. They both have the same amount of health, and neither of them are wounded. So he's going to go for Icarus. Let's have him attack Icarus. This is not an activation, so he won't discard the slow, but he's just going to do this death touch attack. So he gets 1 auto success, but he has 2 negative ones here. So that 1 auto success and this one will cancel each other out. So he's going to have 1 negative result in total, plus 3 red dice and 1 blue die. If he gets a lightning bolt, he's going to ignore his 3 armor that I gave him. And if he gets a star, he's going to soul drain. Ugh, I'm going to have to read what that is. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Okay, we'll roll up our dice. And I apologize, I rolled them off the screen there. We definitely have lightning bolts and we have stars. So let's activate these first. The star is soul drain. That means we're going to use one of the charges that he has here. So he has 1 left. The party loses 3 soul shards. The victim becomes exhausted and his enemy, and this enemy gains +1 Act 1 power. Replacing any existing powers. Okay, so if he had other +1 power. So we're going to grab a level 1 power. Well, that's kind of cool. So his level 1 power is Illusory Images. This enemy gains 1 image token. Unless no tokens remain before defending, roll a blue die. If it's a shield, discard 1 token and ignore the attack. Whoa, that's cool and terrible all at the same time. So I'm going to grab one of these illusionary tokens here. I think that's what these are. I'll put that on him. Also, Icarus will not be able to do any of his actions. That's brutal. And we lose 3 soul shards. 1, 2, 3. Enemies that take our soul. Interesting. Now let's actually resolve the attack itself. So we have a total of, this gets canceled out here, just 2 hits actually, and all of our armor is negated, but we still have our magic armor, and we have 2 magic armor to block both of those attacks. Woohoo! So at least he didn't hurt us, but I mean, becoming exhausted, stealing our soul, and now he's going to be harder to hit, or he's likely to not even get hurt. That's going to stink. I think I'm going to go ahead and have Thorgar go next. First thing he's going to do is purify my friend Icarus. That's going to remove 1 body condition. Let's get rid of that exhaustion. We're then going to go and move ourselves into this space. Remember, he is flying, so we cannot KO him, but we can certainly still attack him. We'll spend our first action to focus. That way we still have our 3 auto successes. We'll roll 1 red and 2 blue. And, ooh, that's not bad. We're going to critical him for 1. We would actually AoE and KO him, but yeah, he's flying. That's not going to happen. So let's draw our first one. Oh, nice. He just has -1 health. Now, with the health spawn, I just knocked his health because he had no way of getting rid of body conditions, but this guy potentially can. So I'm going to keep this on his board. He still has 37 health or whatever, but his total amount of health is 45 now instead of 46. So I'm going to put that on him. We now, though, have to roll a blue die, and we have to see if we're even going to do any damage to him before he defends. So let's roll this blue die, and it's not a shield, right? If it's a shield, yep, great. So we still did our damage. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We did a total of 6 damage. He rolls 3 blue dice for defense, and let's see, he gets 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we only hit him for 3 damage. We'll knock him down for 3 damage, 1, 2, 3, and then that's going to make our menace token go down to 1 for Ariel. Now, what I'm thinking about, I'm realizing, what's kind of confusing here is since I'm doing his health this way, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down by 1 more, 33, on this side. But then if he gets rid of this, I have to add health back to this. There we go. That will work. So right now, this is including this -1 health. But if he does get rid of this, I'll actually have to add health back to him. We're then going to go ahead and try our Blessed Hammers for our second action. Let's see if we can do anything to him. We get -1 successes because he has a resistance to all attacks. So we're just going to roll. And we have 1 success, but we do get a lightning bolt. I was hoping we did get that. So let's go ahead and grab another critical. And he gets for a critical another -1. Okay, so he has 2 -1s. So for right now, I'm going to push him down to 32. But like I mentioned before, if he clears those up, he'll heal by 2 on my tracker. We did a whopping 1 point of damage. He can roll to defend, and he blocks it. So we didn't do any damage to him, so the menace token will not move over to us. We'll then move to that encounter phase. We will draw, we have activate all F enemies. He's considered every type, so he will be activated. Now this is where it gets interesting. Ariel has the menace token, but she's invisible, so she cannot be directly targeted by enemies. So I believe he'd use his plus here because he cannot target her. He's going to move to engage. I do think, though, he will move to her area and engage her. But then actually, he would do all those different things except for that he is slowed. I have that over here. So all he's going to do is the first thing to the period, he's going to move to engage her. And that's it. That's all he's going to do. Sweet. He'll move himself right to here. Icarus will be next to go. We'll go ahead and move him into this space, and he is going to attack. Icarus is not a fan of vampires, and this vampire is undead, so if he gets a lightning, he does get +1. So he's got 2 auto successes right now, and he's doing that because he's going to focus. Actually, they're dominating, so he'll get another +1. Let me explain this. So right now, with dominating, he'd get 3 auto successes, but then he has a resistance to all attacks, so he's back down to 2. Then he's going to focus and push himself back up to 3 successes, rolling 2 blue dice and 1 red. That looks pretty darn good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total hits. No lightning, though. Bummer. He'll roll 3 blue dice for defense. Oh, wait. Well, okay. He got 3 defense, but let me first roll this die to see if he just totally negates the attack. Yeah, okay. The attack doesn't do anything. We hit his illusionary image. We'll laugh at him, though, and say, ha, we have an accurate strike. We're going to spend our second action to go ahead and use that. That means, though, we only start with 2 auto successes. We start off with the 2 that's on this card itself, gain the 3rd for domination, -1 because of his resistance. We'll roll 2 red and 1 blue. Come on, lightning bolt. Come on, lightning bolt. No, well, 3 lightning bolts. So we did a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 damage to him. And then he gets to roll 3 blue dice to defend. And let's see, he gets 1, only 1. So we hit him for 2 more points of damage. That'll knock him down to 30. And we get the menace token. It's kind of what I wanted. I wanted him to have the menace token. Now, though, we'll go to the encounter phase. We have activate 3 enemies. That's going to activate our purple enemy. And then I'm going to reshuffle these in. We're at range 0. So it says, if the victim is bleeding, no, he's not. If engaged with 2+ heroes, yes. Attack with the Void Sword and use Gaseous Form. Yeah, I was wondering, see Gaseous Form. Okay, so Void Sword will do first, then we'll use Gaseous Form and move away 1 area. The Void Sword would be 2 auto hits with 2 red and 2 blue, but don't forget Ariel has those dancing lights, so we won't have the 2 auto here. We'll just roll the 2 red and 2 blue. But look at this. If he gets a star, which is very likely, he's also going to hit Ariel. Yeah, and lethal, bleeding, ugh. We'll give our blue and red dice a roll, and this doesn't look great. Actually, this does. There's no star, so no AoE. That means Ariel is safe. Whew. Okay, but we do have 1 lightning bolt, so that's lethal 1. We have no magic armor left, so we're going to take 1 point of damage for that automatically. Okay, this is for Icarus. So that was this point of damage. Then we only have 1 other point of damage, actually, which is great. Oh, you know what? I'm doing this wrong. It's always lethal 1. That lightning bolt means bleeding. So now we're going to have bleeding on Icarus. Well, at least we didn't have bleeding on Ariel. But no AoE. Only 1 point of damage, and I don't see anything on here negating armor. We have 3 armor, so we blocked that hit. Next, he's going to use Gaseous Form, and this is what I was talking about. Remove all of his body conditions. So both of these are going to be removed. He just gained 2 health back. So he had 30. Now he's going back to 32 health. Ah, this guy is brutal. I love it. And then it says here, until his next activation, this enemy ignores all non-arcane attacks. Well, the nice thing is we all have arcane weapons. The final step is he's going to move away 1 area. He'll move from here back into this spot. We'll now move to that event phase. We'll discard our event card. Whoops, there we go. And then he's going to lose all of these, which is a bummer. Those were so nice. Also, I'm going to have him regenerate for 3 health. 33, 34, 35. Did we actually hit him? We hit him for 11. Then he's going to discard this, and we're going to get a new enemy power for him. And he has hard skin. Oh, and this power, I think I'm just going to discard this now because we've already used that token. He's already blocked an attack. But yeah, so now when we attack him, we get -2 to our attack. We hit him pretty hard. He hit us a little bit. The big thing is, though, I was able to mitigate most of it, but this bleeding's going to stink. But the only point of damage that he did was on Icarus, and we're going to heal that. We are going to tick all of our powers down, but you can see, look at how many powers I used to do a whopping, 10 points of damage? So yeah, in this round, we're not going to have dancing lights. It's going to be hard to do anything to him this round. So the count right now has a -3 resistance to all attack. -1 because of its regular resistance, and then those -2 hits that we just drew for a new power. That's brutal. I still think, though, I'm going to start off with Icarus. He's going to take 3 points of damage to do this because he's bleeding, but he is going to move into this space. That's going to give him 1 point of damage. He's going to focus his attack, so that's another action activity. So he'll take a point of damage, and he's going to attack. So that's 3 points of damage. The problem with these soul weapons is I want to use soul shards to power them up, but now I can actually level up, so I don't want to do that. So, I mean, I could do it, but I don't think it's worth it yet. I have a feeling that we're not supposed to try and take him totally out here. I'm just trying to survive, essentially. So I'm going to focus, and I dominate. So right now, soul rank divided by 2, we're level 4. So that's 2 auto successes. We dominate, that's 3, and we're focusing, that's 4. He has -3 of all of this, so I'm only going to have 1 auto success for this attack right here, and we're going to roll 2 red and 1 blue. And yeah, he still has 2 armor, you guys, on top of this. And we get a total of 1, 2, 3 more hits, because lightning, he's definitely undead. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. He's got 2 armor, so that's going to take care of this lightning and this one. So we've got 2 total damage we're doing to him. He can roll 2 blue dice to defend, and he blocks 1. We actually hit him for 1 point of damage. Wow. I'm somewhat impressed. He's down to 34 health. I could try and do more on my turn, but we're just going to bleed out by doing that, so that's silly. We have activate all M enemies. He's considered an M, so he's going to activate. I also want to mention that since we did do a point of damage to him, the menace token is going to go up to 2. And we have here, he's at range 0 attacking Icarus. If the victim is bleeding, yes he is, use Soul Steal. So Soul Steal is roll a blue die and apply the result. Ugh, those are all terrible. Then he's not engaged with 2+ heroes, so then he's just going to attack with Death Touch. So let's first do the Soul Steal. We'll roll a blue die, and we get a shield. A shield is heal 3 HP to himself. Yeah, this guy, I love this guy. I mean, he's a pain, but this is what I want as a purple enemy. Tough. Then he's going to use Death Touch. Death Touch has 1 auto success, rolling 3 red dice and 1 blue, and he might soul drain us. Let's see. Yeah, he's definitely going to soul drain us. He didn't get a lightning bolt, so he's not going to ignore our armor, but he is going to soul drain. So our 8 soul shards that we have, 1, 2, 3, is down to 5 now. 1 per hero, if I remember right. Yep, the party loses 1 soul shard per hero. Oh, and he's going to gain another power. He'd replace the other level 1 power that he had, but this one is Sonic Weapon, so all attacks inflict -1, and if he gets the gremlin, it's AoE. So I'm going to put that there. He technically discarded the Illusionist one, but that doesn't matter because he already used it. Okay, now we're going to actually take the damage, but the thing is he's not ignoring our armor. So we have a total of 3 armor. So we block 1, 2, and 3. And then we have 1 magic armor to block that one. So we don't even have to roll for defense. So we did a total of -2 damage on that activation. Yeah, that's not great. Let's go ahead and do Ariel next. I'm going to have her do a search for her first action. So while this is going on, she's going to go, I see something over here. Oh, and by the way, she's no longer invisible. We'll roll a red die, and we get an SS. Oh, come on. We don't get anything. I do want to mention that Count Delve did use his second charge to do that Soul Drain, so he no longer has any more charges there. So if he does activate Soul Drain again, he won't be able to use it unless he recharges it. So we are going to use our Ice Manipulator. That used to be our awesomest attack. Now it's not. We have 2 auto successes. We'll focus for a third. He has his -1 to all attacks resistance, and then he's got his -2, so we're going to lose both of these. That's his power that we just drew. So all she's going to do is roll 1 red, 4 blue, and I have this camaraderie here to remind myself I can re-roll 2 hit dice because we're in Act 2, and Icarus is engaged with the enemy we're attacking. So we'll give this a roll, and that's good, because I'm going to re-roll this one and this one for sure. We have 3 damage right here, 2 which is going to be blocked from his armor. Oh wait, we have a lightning bolt. No, he won't be able to block that. That's awesome. And we'll re-roll these. That's great, 2 damage. So he has no armor. We're negating it with the attack. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total damage. He will roll a total of 3 dice to defend. Let's see what he gets. And he gets 3 shields, so we hit him for 2 points of damage. So he went from 37 down to 35. So still more than, or I think that was what he was at the beginning of this round. And the menace token will go from 2 down to 1 on Icarus. Too bad we couldn't stun him. We totally could have stunned him there, but he's immune to that. We'll draw our encounter card, activate all wounded enemies. Yeah, he is wounded. Doing the same thing as last time, if the victim is bleeding, he's going to use Soul Steal. So he's going to roll a blue die, and we get a shield again. He's going to heal 3 more HP. 1, 2, 3, so he just went up to 38. Man, when I actually have to fight him for real, I mean, I'm assuming that this is not the actual fight for real on him. When I do, I'm going to have to figure out how to prevent that. He's not engaged, so then he's just going to go ahead and attack with Death Touch. But like I said, his soul drain is totally drained. So if I roll a star, it's not going to do anything on this. He gets 1 auto success for this, and we'll roll 3 red dice and 1 blue die. And let's see what he gets. He definitely got lightning bolts this time, so we have no armor for this attack. He's attacking for 1, 2, 3 total hits. We have 1 magic armor to block 1 of them, so we've got 2 coming in. We can roll up to 4 blue dice for defense. Thank you, full plate of armor. So we roll 2 out of those 4, and we've got a shield there. That is not a shield, so that will give us our 4th point of damage. And you know what? I'm realizing that we dominated for Ariel's attack. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm sure I've missed something from him too that was supposed to have hurt us more, so I'm just going to leave it as is. Our final hero to activate will be Thorgar, and I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm just going to go in there and swing my Thunder Strike. I have just enough soul shards. I could power up his attack, but it's not worth it against him. And especially, we can't even KO him, so we're just going to go in there. Maybe we can get a good critical. We have 3 auto successes. We're dominating for 4. We're going to focus for 5, but then he has his -3 hits, so we'll get rid of all 3 of those. We'll roll 1 red and 2 blue dice. We do still have our Divine Aid, which is good. I'll use it to reroll this one. Nice. So we're hitting him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, and he does get to draw a critical. He has to draw a critical, and he just suffers 1 point of damage. Woohoo! Yeah, take that. He's going to go down to 37. And then he has 2 armor, so that's going to negate these 2. And then he's going to roll 3 blue dice for the 3 hits remaining. And he gets 2 blocks, 2 shields. He'll take 1 point of damage for the other one. He's at 36. And that means that the token moves over to Thorgar, which actually I think is okay. Icarus is kind of getting hammered. I'm going to go ahead and try and hit him with this Blessed Hammer. If nothing else, we maybe can get this blind effect. He has a total of -3 to the attack. We have 1 auto here, so we actually have 2 minuses. So I'm not looking to do damage here. I'm just looking to maybe get lightning or a star. Let's see what we get. We got a lightning, so we can critical and bash him. I might bash him out. I'll have to look at his card to see if that's worth it. But I'll go ahead and draw 1 on here. He gets -1 armor right now. That's kind of cool. I am going to go ahead and bash him out just because he does slightly not as bad things if he has to move in to engage. And also our menace token will go to a 2 for Thorgar. We'll then go ahead and draw our encounter card, and we have activate 2 enemies. Well, he'll be activated. He's within range 1 of Thorgar. He's going to move to engage. If the victim's bleeding, he's not. He's going to use his Void Sword for the attack. Now, I think his other attacks have been the Death Touch, so it's okay, but his on-hand attack does get -1 armor. So that means Thorgar has no armor for this attack. He'll move into this space. He has 2 auto successes, rolling 2 red and 2 blue. Let's give him a roll. Okay, this one is not good for him. That's good. He has lethal 1, so 1 point of that damage is going to go right into our magic armor. But then we'll get rid of this point of damage. Oh, wait, and we have to remember that's AoE. He did get a star, so we're going to have to do this one at a time. So starting with Thorgar, he will have that with lethal 1. For Icarus, Icarus has no magic armor left, so for that lethal 1, he's going to take 1 point of damage. So we've resolved the lethal 1. Then, unfortunately, we're both going to go bleeding. Now, Icarus already is bleeding, so he'll take another point of damage. He now has 6 damage. Thorgar will just go ahead and grab a bleeding token. Woohoo! And now we've resolved all the bottoms for each of them. The total attack remaining is 3 damage here. We have -1 to the armor. So Thorgar is going to go first. He can roll 3 blue dice for his defense. and he gets 2 total defense. I'm going to just take it. 2 total defense. He'll take 1 point of damage for that. That's not bad. Now for Icarus has -1 armor, but he still has 2 armor, so he's negating 2 of these hits. He's just going to get hit for 1, and he'll roll. He gets a shield, so he takes no additional damage. Holy moly, that was a fun round. We're not doing great, but that's okay. I'm hoping that's okay. We're going to draw our event card and see what's going to happen. And we get for our event card, we get our day event. Read and apply the day effects. Shift all used powers forward 1. That is amazing. But we will have to discard this card. Let's read the day event. The first rays of dawning sun streak into the palace from the high Gothic windows. One of them caresses the vampire's skin, eliciting a scream of pain from the creature. Terrified by the light, he waves his hand and casts a charm spell on several palace guards, turning them against the crowd. He wraps himself in his shadowy cloak and dissolves into mist, disappearing towards the palace dungeons. After several attempts, the cleric Marcus manages to open the palace doors, allowing the guests to flee for their lives. Then he turns towards the heroes. We must find the red-haired woman before she leaves the city. She must have more information about Count Delph and how to beat him. Holy moly. Remove the purple Count Delph from play. It is not considered killed. Yes, because I didn't kill it. Spawn 1 Dark Raider in Waypoint 1 area and another Dark Raider in the Waypoint 2 area. If there are more than 3 heroes, no, we don't have to worry about that. Remove all Waypoint tokens on the 4B map tile from the quest. Discard the locked door and its magic lock token from the 4B map tile. Open the shrine in the 2A map tile. Open the 3 spawn gates on the map. Shuffle all the shadow tokens from the Shadow Reserve and randomly place 1 token over each of the 5 locations from A to E in clockwise order. Repeat this step if there are more than 3 heroes. Remove the remaining shadow tokens from the quest without looking at it. These shadow tokens represent escaping citizens. A shadow can only be revealed at range 0 by a hero who spends 1 action while in the same area with the token, following these rules. If the quest shadow token is revealed, discard it along with all other shadow tokens in play and go to 1.17. If the quest enemy shadow is revealed, discard it and spawn 1 enemy. If any other shadow is revealed, discard it without effect. No enemy spawn. In each of the next event phases, move all shadow tokens in play 1 area towards the closest spawn gate. Once any shadow token reaches the spawn gate, discard the shadow token without revealing it. I've drawn my top 2 enemy cards, and they're my 2 Dark Raiders. They're both going to be green. This one will start out with 1 power, the way that we're playing it. He is Frenzied. If wounded, all attacks performed by this enemy inflict critical and -1. Okay, and this Dark Raider will get 2 powers. First one is Negative Aura. All heroes performing attacks in this enemy's area cannot use Lightning Bolt or Star results. And the second power will be a fighter, so its attacks are all getting +2 blue dice. And if it gets a gremlin, it's +2 hits. Just so you know, the Frenzied one is the one in our space in location 1, and then the one with the negative aura and the fighter is here, in which was at one point Waypoint Token 2. We're trying to find this red-haired lady. She's in one of these, well, potentially, actually, because I've got 1 shadow token that I didn't put out. That could be the one, that could be the one that I was looking for, actually. I have these 5 out. They're all going to be running towards these spawn points. So we're going to have to try and take out those green Dark Raiders and then try and get down here as soon as possible. That's the end of our event phase. Let's move to the time phase. We will tick down all of these powers. And look at this. All these powers are ready thanks to that day event. Icarus will thankfully heal 1. I love that Troll's Ring. And get rid of his bleeding. Thorgar, unfortunately, will be bleeding all next round. And then we'll get our magic defense here, 2 here, and 1 over here for Thorgar.